This presentation has been prepared for the Conflict 340 course on Global Conflict Analysis and Resolution, taught by Professor Gurr at the Jimmy and Rosalind Carter School for Peace and Conflict Resolution at George Mason University. Today, we will undertake a comprehensive analysis and mapping of the Liberia ethnic land conflict and connect it to the broader framework of modern globalization. My name is Mitchell, and I have the privilege of serving as the facilitator for Team 1. Together with my team members, we will guide you through a thorough exploration of this conflict. Our journey will delve into its historical roots, identify key stakeholders, and highlight significant events. We will also examine the ongoing tensions that have shaped its evolution. Our objective is to provide a nuanced understanding of the complex dynamics at play and to explore viable strategies for achieving effective conflict resolution. Let us embark on this critical journey together, seeking to uncover insights and solutions that will contribute to sustainable peace. To start, let's identify the key parties involved in the Liberia ethnic land conflict. On one side, we have the Loma ethnic group, an indigenous people residing predominantly in northern Liberia. The Loma are primarily engaged in agriculture and possess deep-rooted connections to their ancestral lands. Their traditional land ownership is a source of pride and identity, and they have historically been in conflict with the Mandingo ethnic group over these lands. On the other side, we have the Mandingo ethnic group, known for their historical role as traders, characterized by their mobility and entrepreneurial spirit. The Mandingo have migrated and settled in various regions, including Liberia, over many generations. Their land claims are often based on purchases made over time, which the Loma view as encroachments on their traditional territories. As we proceed, we'll delve into the historical context underpinning this conflict, examining key events that have shaped the ongoing tensions between these two groups, and we will explore the economic activities, social structures, and political influences that have contributed to the persistence of this conflict. Additionally, we will discuss the efforts and challenges faced in resolving these deep-seated issues, aiming to provide a comprehensive understanding of the dynamics at play.
Next, we're going to go over the Loma perspective. What are their interests? Most Loma settlements fall within the tropical rainforest zone, or furthest to the north, a transitional ecological zone where moist and semi-deciduous forest gradually gives way to derived savanna. Regarding their political/government representation, they sought greater political representation. And regarding their Liberian citizenship, they often intertwine with ethnic tensions in Liberia, and they also likely sought secure rights to land and resources in their traditional areas. Regarding their land ownership, tensions between the Loma and Mandingo have been significantly influenced by disputes over land rights. Historically, these conflicts have been rooted in land claims, especially in Lofa County, where both groups reside. Next, regarding economic development, they likely sought economic opportunities and development in their region, which was often marginalized. Lastly, regarding their security and protection, Loma communities' concerns about land rights and political marginalization contribute to a sense of insecurity, especially when returning refugees reclaim properties.
The Mandingo perspective, what are their interests? Economic growth, prioritizing trade, commerce, agriculture, and livestock for a stable and prosperous community. Cultural preservation, safeguarding their rich language, traditions, and religious practices to ensure they thrive across generations. Political representation, advocating for fair and inclusive participation in local and national politics to strengthen their voice and influence. Education and empowerment, expanding access to quality education and initiating community development projects for holistic growth. Conflict resolution, committing to mediation, reconciliation, and active involvement in peace-building efforts to foster harmony.
The first trigger event that I will be mentioning would be the 1980 coup in Samuel Doe's presidency. So in 1980, Samuel Doe, an ethnic Kron, led a violent coup that assassinated President William Tolbert. Once in power, Doe's government favored certain ethnic groups, while the Mandingo were marginalized, deepening their ethnic divides. And then the second trigger event that I applied to the slide was Charles Taylor's NPFL rebellion. And in 1989, Charles Taylor and his National Patriotic Front of Liberia launched a rebellion against those regime. And the NPFL, primarily made up of Geo and Mano ethnic fighters, sparked Liberia's first civil war. And the NPFL targeted Mandingo and Kron groups, accusing them of supporting Samuel Doe. Meanwhile, some Loma groups aligned with NPFL, which that intensified tensions with the Mandingo. And then I feel like there were a lot of trigger events that could have been mentioned, but these were the three main ones. And the last one that I'll be mentioning will be Lured in the Second Liberian War. So by 1999, the Liberians united for reconciliation and democracy, known as Lured, emerged as a Mandingo-dominated rebel group formed to resist Charles Taylor's government. However, the Loma remained suspicious of Lured, fearing Mandingo political dominance after the war, and these ethnic divisions fueled ongoing clashes, and even today, tensions between Mandingo and Loma groups continue to shape Liberia's social landscape.
The Loma people claimed that the Mandingo kept asking the Loma for more and more land, making it hard for the Loma to make a good living. In addition to this, the Loma also claimed that the Mandingo made human sacrifices out of the Loma people. When conflict broke out, several Muslim countries intervened, and the Loma accused these Muslim countries of only protecting the Muslims. The Mandingo also have a lot of grievances. The Mandingo claimed that the Loma took away land that belonged to the Mandingo, and also claimed that in some cases they are unable to step foot in Loma on Loma land. The Loma also hold all the positions of power, which is something the Mandingo have noted. While religion is not a big factor, another complaint the Mandingo have is that they are treated differently for being Muslim, even though Islam was the first religion in the area, and the Mandingo also accuse the West of biased political and interference for not listening to their side of the story and only listening to the Loma side of the story.
The sources of conflicts between the Loma and Mandingo in Liberia stem from historical marginalization, where the Mandingo have being viewed as strangers from Guinea, creating deep-rooted ethnic tensions. During Samuel Doe's administration in the 1980s, political manipulation intensified these tensions as the government favored the Mandingo for economic and political gain. The Liberian Civil War from 1989 to 2003 further deepened these divides, with various factions targeting both groups, making post-war reconciliation challenging. Post-war land disputes, especially in Nimba County, have pitted the Loma against the Mandingo, perpetuating conflict, while competition over economic resources and trade routes has fueled tension, with both communities striving for economic dominance.
The land dispute between the Loma and Mandingo communities has created a lot of tension. The Loma believe their land has been unfairly taken by the Mandingo, leading to a series of accusations and denials of violence from both sides. This deep-seated mistrust stems from years of land disagreements, while government mediation efforts have not been successful, keeping the conflict unresolved. This situation highlights the importance of protecting indigenous cultures and land rights in our globalized world. The dispute impacts global trade and emphasizes the need for strong human rights protections and effective conflict resolution strategies. Despite these challenges, there is hope. By fostering mutual understanding and collaboration, the Loma and Mandingo communities can move toward peace, preserving their rich cultural heritage and ensuring lasting prosperity for future generations.